We got some other news here courtesy of Shawn Stussy, the original founder and creator of Stüssy.
The technical involvement of it is really freaking me out. It's trippy. Like, I was like, wow, what an undertaking. How do you even start something like this? That's why I'm blown away. I just think that that whole word streetwear is just not even a thing anymore. It should not even ever be used. It's dead.
He left the brand, I think in the 80s or maybe the 90s. I forgot exactly when it was, when he sold it and went on to do other things. But now he's deciding that he wants to make a comeback. A young horse is fast, but the old horse knows what's going on. The young horse may win the race, but the old horse stay out so long. Shawn Stussy got on his Instagram and decided he wanted to make a comeback and announce it to the world. He wrote a caption on his Instagram that says as follows: Mr. Muddy Waters, Young Fashion Ways update. Just read some comments and need to be clear, it is not my birthday. That day is another month or so, but thank you in advance for the cheers and respect. So allegedly, this particular announcement is to do with him coming back to streetwear. He had a brand for a short while that didn't really go anywhere, but he's been trying to make a comeback in streetwear for a while. He seems to be a bit confused though. He's making another mark at it. I feel like Shawn Stussy has done this like 17 times in the last few years. He tried to make a, he tried to make a comeback. I forgot the name of the brand that he did. He did some footwear. One minute he's trashing streetwear and saying it's dead and it's boring and no one should care about it. The next minute he's trying to get back involved, but maybe deep down, the offerings that they have, the accessories, the collaborations are also always tastefully done. They absolutely smash it. So maybe he's feeling a little bit left out. But I think Shawn Stussy should hang it up. He probably regrets selling Stüssy, especially considering what it's become now. The fact that they've been able to steer the ship and shit and get it back to where it's needed to be. The creative director that does all the shit for Stüssy now is fucking smashing it. The styling. I think his time has been and gone. And I think, unfortunately, because he spent so much time away, he's probably not sharp as he probably once was, even though he's an originator in the same sense as James Jebbia with Supreme. But James Jebbia has always stayed involved and in terms of Supreme and what we see, which is probably the reason why it's been able to maintain and be so consistent and be somewhat relevant and still not be quote unquote over, because the founder, the originator of that brand, is still very much in control. Judging by what we've heard from Tremaine and his struggles at Supreme, James Jebbia is very much involved still in the daily running of Supreme. He has his firm grip on what goes out. So I feel like because he's been in control, because he's still sharp, because he's still there, he's still on the front line doing what he's doing season in, season out. And you have to imagine James Jebbia essentially nowadays is competing with the likes of Hellstar. So that helps for you to kind of keep sharp and keep putting out sick stuff. Shawn Stussy hasn't been around in ages. Shawn Stussy hasn't been around in ages, and I feel like he's just spent too much time on the sidelines to actually make anything meaningful that anybody would want. He's competing with all these young bucks, right, who are chalking away and clawing away at his customer base and taking, food or taking customers away from his fucking brand and shit. So he's having to stay sharp and compete with these newer brands that are springing up all over the place across Instagram and other social media platforms. Because number one, unfortunately for him, look at this picture. It's not exactly the coolest thing you've seen in the world, right? I don't know if he put this on a timer, if you got his daughter to take the picture for him, but he's in his garden somewhere in this amazing house. It looks like, a lot of space and shit. He's probably got a lot of money from selling Stüssy and all the other businesses that he's got on the side. I don't think there's anything that this man would create that I would want, unfortunately. I don't think he's got any real taste, insight, new perspective on a new bomber jacket, on a jumper, on a sweatshirt, on a pair of jeans, on a hat, on some glasses, on some sneakers I would ever want to wear. But he's trying to make this declaration by walking towards the camera like he's back, like he's walking back in the ring. But he just looks like an old man, because he is an old man. He looks very dusted. He's got his shirt tucked into his trousers. He doesn't look really cool. His wallabies, whatever he's wearing, look like they've been worn into the ground. That's the main issue. So this is so unfortunately dead, dry and lame that it's not making me have any type of enthusiasm for his comeback. And I feel like at this point he should just hang it up. And if anything, I don't think it's going to end well for him. He needs to kind of hang it up. If that's the case, again, it could be something else, who knows. But judging by the comments maybe be an advisor, consultant to some of these younger brands coming up, maybe act as a mentor to them and try and guide them in the ways, and maybe advise them maybe not to sell their own brand and whatever it may be. But him coming back and trying to compete with all these younger brands who are doing things, he might not be the same guy that we all fell in love with when he originally created Stüssy in the first place, and maybe he's regretting selling it. But I think his time has been and gone. I think his time has been and gone, but I could be wrong. I really, really could be wrong.